Socks, your personal companion robot. I was issued by Star Command to ease your emotional transition back in a tolerable way. My mission is to help you, and I'm not giving up on my mission.
Hey Pixar fans, what's going on? How's it going everyone? Dan Taylor from danthepixarfan.com here, and check out what just came, guys. This is actually a really big surprise. Literally, this thing is huge, but I also wasn't totally aware this was coming. Yeah, what we have here is the Lightyear-inspired supersized 1:1 scale vinyl replica of socks made by Super7, who sent this to me for free actually to review here. So first off, a supersized thank you to Super7 for sending this my way. I'm super grateful and I could not be more excited to open this up. So let's dive right into things. This is certainly the biggest item I've ever unboxed here. As you can see, I couldn't even fit it all in the shot without pulling back quite a bit. The shipping box is 20.5 inches tall and 25.5 inches long, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a sense of just how massive this product is, since I know things never come across quite as big on camera like this. By the way, if you're unfamiliar with Super7, they are a company based in San Francisco, California that specializes in pop culture inspired collectibles made with the nostalgic adult collector in mind, like myself, so definitely go check out their site to see more of what they have to offer. Lots of cool stuff there. Alright, so with all that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get things all opened up here and I'll be right back. As you can see, Super7 isn't messing around here when it comes to making sure this product is shipped to you completely safe and protected. We got boxes within boxes, cardboard, styrofoam, bubble wrap. This is absolutely a specialty item, and it's certainly treated as such. I can tell you already, lots of care went into this, and Super7 obviously takes pride in their items for sure. And look at that, there he is. Here's a little peek at what's inside. Oh my gosh, guys, this is just, I can't even. Let's slide this little plastic protective cover off, and wow, just wow. So first of all, I'm obviously gonna take a minute and gush over this themed packaging. This is all, of course, inspired by the Star Command pet carrier seen in the film. I can't tell if it's 100% exact, but it absolutely looks close to the carrier or containment unit, I should say, that Star Command security is holding when they're trying to take socks away from Buzz. Just so many amazing details here. And yes, for those wondering, this carrier is cardboard, but it's the quality heavy-duty stuff. This thing is sturdy, nothing flimsy about it. PCR stands for Personal Companion Robot, of course. We got property of Star Command printed on several places. The other side looks identical, but I still wanted to share, and I have to mention that I appreciate the gag of having breathing holes on either side and the front like a real pet carrier, but of course this is for a robot pet, so really there wouldn't be any need for them. It's actually a pretty clever and funny little detail when you stop and think about it. And here's a closer look at the back. And the bottom there with the barcode and company info, legal, copyright, and such. And now before I open things up, I just have to admire how Socks is presented in this thing. It's just stunning. It's like they plucked the character out of the film and shipped him right to me. And if you know me, I love this kind of thing. I'm a huge fan and collector of 1:1 full-scale movie prop replicas, especially regarding Pixar, so this was right up my alley, and I knew this would be a must-have as soon as I saw it. We got his little mouse protocol robot accessory as well, which is a fun addition. And yeah, as far as the packaging size, it's 17 inches tall and right around 20 inches long. And let's see here, it looks like it's just under 15 inches wide. Now, in order to get Socks out, you will have to cause very minimal damage, but don't worry, it's hardly noticeable. You just gotta slide a knife down both sides here, making a tiny slit, and boom, the front pops off, nice and clean here, and there you go. Just pull Socks out like so. He's secured in there with some plastic blisters in the front, back, and base, and well, here he is. Socks straight from Lightyear, everyone. This is phenomenal. Oh, and I wanted to be straight up in case you weren't aware, or if it wasn't clear already, this is not an electronic talking robot toy. This is just a vinyl, posable, collectible figure. So if you were waiting to see any kind of electronic robotic features in action, I'm sorry to say there's none of that here with this particular version of Socks. Anyway, moving along with the unboxing, the figure itself does have some plastic coverings on it as well, like the feet area, the tail, and behind the collar. This just helps prevent any kind of scrapes or scuff marks while he's in the box, since vinyl does mark up pretty easily, as you probably know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove those real quick. And by the way, there's a closer look at the back blister with what looks like a foam brick attached for additional padding. And look, it's easy to preserve all of this by putting the blisters back inside for storage as they were originally, while socks is out on display. As you can see, everything fits back in like so and closes tightly without any hassle whatsoever, so that's actually pretty nice. That also means you can get socks back in how he originally was as well, so that's perfect for collectors like me who appreciates taking collectibles out of their boxes while also having the option to put them back in. So here is Socks completely removed from the box with his little mouse protocol robot, and again, this is some near perfect likeness right here, made directly from Pixar's digital files. Honestly, I will say I do wish that they made this Socks flocked like he is in the film, you know, just a little fuzzy. That's really the only thing other than the no robotics keeping this Socks from absolute perfection. I'm sure it must have been considered to make him flocked, and I trust that they weighed that option and went with what they thought was the best choice, but I still have to mention it as a slight con in my opinion. I've actually seen photos where customizers added a flocked covering to this particular Socks, which is not only really impressive, but it also shows it was absolutely possible to include here. Anyway though, back to the positives, because there are plenty. Flocked or not, there are some impressive details regardless, like this real metal movie accurate Socks personal companion robot tag. And that's attached to this faux leather collar, really nicely done. The blue color is totally accurate to the film. And then as far as facial likeness, his ears, his overall orange coloring, it's all spot on. No complaints in regard to the actual sculpt here. It's beautifully done. One thing I specifically wanted to touch on is just how great his eyes look. They're so shiny or glossy that I actually thought there was some kind of separate glass covering over them or something, but no, they're just part of the mold with an ultra glossy laminate over them, making them look almost glass-like. It's very, very cool. And you know what? The paint seems very clean and consistent all around. Really, the only defect I could find on mine were these very subtle scratches here on the nose. It's not a huge deal, obviously, and things happen. Things like this slip by occasionally, but this is a very expensive item, and us serious collectors will notice and call out little imperfections like this. The tail looks great, but the tip doesn't open up to reveal any kind of plug or gadget like in the film. That actually would have been really cool, but oh well. I also wanted to note that his middle isn't actually segmented in any way. There's no articulation here. It's all just one molded piece. There is some posability though, 6 points of articulation to be exact. His head can rotate 360. All 4 legs can move back and forth and possibly all the way around. And his tail can rotate 360 degrees as well. Underneath here we have the Super7 logo. It says Disney Pixar, made in China. And it's really cute that he's got his 4 individual pink circle toe beans or whatever you call them underneath each foot, just like in the film. And with that, you can pose him in a sitting position, but obviously things are very limited, especially given that his head doesn't have any ball joint type movement, so it's kind of just stuck looking up. Moving along to his one accessory, here's a closer look at Socks' mouse protocol robot. This is a very cute, well done sculpt. Again, it looks like it was taken straight from the film, and as expected, there are no electronic features or anything with this one either. It's just a simple vinyl figure, all one mold, no moving parts, no rolling wheels. There is actually one kind of neat feature though. The tip of its tail glows in the dark, so that's something. Here's a look at that feature in action. Kind of hard to capture, but you get it. All in all, this is a nice addition here and will look excellent on display next to Socks. Now the last thing I wanted to do here, since I know a lot of you are curious, is compare Mattel's talking robot companion Socks plush that I just reviewed, there on the left, to Super7's supersize Socks there on the right. And as you can see, there's a pretty big size difference. I also threw in the Socks that's part of Mattel's 5-inch scale action figure line down there as well, just for kicks. But yeah, Super7's Socks measures close to 15.5 inches tall and is about 20 inches long from nose to tail. To wrap things up, despite the fact that this Socks robot has no robotic features and isn't flocked like he is in the film, this is still without a doubt an incredible product for collectors and fans of Lightyear. Now, it is $400, which I know is a real tough pill to swallow. So I know the big question is it worth that price tag? Well, given that $400 is a substantial and seemingly unreasonable amount of money for something like this, I'll just say it being worth it or not will completely depend on you, how much you love the film, and this character. What I've shown you here is my my detailed, honest look, and now it's up to you to decide if you want to drop $400 on it. Some will say, yes, it's totally worth it. Some will say, absolutely not. And I know many will be disappointed that there are no electronic features for that price. I will say though, this is a quality product for what it's going for, an amazing shelf piece, and it does have my recommendation to anyone who understands exactly what they're getting here and is willing to fork out the $400 for it. So what do you think? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, as I'm sure there's going to be lots of varying opinions down below, and I'm anticipating most will be flabbergasted by the insanely high price of this. As always though, I'll be excited to read all your comments, and if you enjoyed today's review, I hope you'll consider giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Pixar toy news, reviews, and toy hunts. Thanks so much for watching everyone, and I will catch you all in my next video.